But yeah, as composers, we're used to like setting everything up and then hitting play.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of it, we just like don't worry about it. Unless you have like improvisational pieces. I don't know how much improvisation you do, but like it's a lot of just like set everything up and then hit play. And it's like while you're listening back to it, you don't have to like stress about it because it's already done. And then yeah, you'll like, oh, there's a little error, and then you stop it and then set it up again.
It's great. Technically, I guess you don't have to stress about it ever. Just give the music to the performers, let them play, and don't worry about what happens while they're playing.
Well, yeah, but like it's also, I mean, because you can't like at a performance, you can't stop it. Like you can't go, oh, like violin 2, you messed up, so let's just go back. Like that's what rehearsal's for. But
Yeah.
but yeah, we're like, and like you talked about on the last one, like part of being a composer is planning and getting all the people, and so we're just really big planners. we like get all the stuff together, and that's kind of might be also the point of the pun in Machinations. Like it's a concert that I'm like scheming to get all this stuff put together so that I can put on a thing. But yeah, but yeah, no, talk about because we just talked about it, but it wasn't recording. So the more of the concepts of your album.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, so this album is titled "Music for Memories," and something I wanted to do with it is make it a concept album, and that's something I always liked because of bands like Pink Floyd, System of a Down, and Dream Theater that do that. So that's something I wanted to have with my album, and I wanted to all be based on a central theme. And that idea is all the music is inspired from memories. So
yeah, to just because this is the way my brain works, the concept of memories is that like it's not just positive memories, obviously.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But like, so yeah, you'd mentioned like the sexual harassment stuff in there. What else is in there?
Another one of the tracks was inspired by the Stanford rape victim's closing statement. She read to her attacker during the trial, and it was picked up and went viral, and was a lot of news stations were reporting and covering it.
Do you remember like a part of it or?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Yeah, you can pull it up. Yeah. Jamie, can you pull up that article? I've only recently started listening to every other Joe Rogan podcast, but that's a Joe Rogan reference. Anyways, go for it.
So with the it's a 2-movement piece, and both movements are like inspired from 2 specific quotes that I took from her statement. And the first one was, "My damage was internal, unseen. I carry it with me. You took away my worth, my privacy, my energy, my time, my safety, my intimacy, my confidence, my own voice until today." And that was kind of the quote that I based the first movement off. And it's darker, it was more, and I more tried to capture her emotions and stuff she was feeling while enduring all of that. And then the second movement is more positive, and it's based off this quote: "Lighthouses don't go running all over an island looking for boats to save. They just stand there shining." And it's supposed to focus on, and what she chose to focus on is the positivity of the people that helped her along the way.
Yeah.
To after that took place, the 2 bicyclists that found her and said that they could have easily just saw what was happening and walked off and not done anything and consider it not their problem to deal with.
Right.
But they stopped and they tackled them and prevented something potentially worse from happening.
Right.
So that movement focused more on the positivity.
Yeah. I mean, we had just kind of talked about like doing something kind for people regardless of if like you get something for it yourself. And like, it's actually, I mean, that's one of my biggest things is like love no matter what. But like memory is really, I mean, interesting is not the word I'm going for. Important and crucial. That how are you using like memory as sort of like the crux of the thing?
Yeah. So like with Two Bicycles specifically, that's inspired from her statement. So the statement is also a series of her recounting the night and everything that happened, a series of her memories. So that's like the connection that has. Some of the other pieces, one of the pieces is titled Flight UA 862. It was based off of a trip I took to China and back.
Okay, yeah.
And my experience with like flying on planes, because they kind of scare me a little bit. So it was like that. So they're like, some of them my memories, some of them are other people's. That's kind of how that ties in.
Yeah. I have like a weirdness writing about my own experiences.
Yeah.
'Cause like, I mean, I'm still young, and so I feel like sometimes my like experiences aren't worth other people's experiences that are like better or whatever.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like, for some reason, we feel like our experiences aren't valid or aren't as important as people who are older or something. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Or people who have endured things that are more difficult.
Yeah.
Or have been through a different set of experiences. That I know what you mean.
It's like
kind of that same feeling.
I haven't really lived life. Like, I've just been going to school my entire life, and like that's privileged enough, I guess. But like, and it's weird because every person's experience is important and everything. Like, your whole world is your whole world, and so that's what that means to you. But like, I'm still just like, I don't know, man. I'm just 23. Like,
yeah. I think of it also as, even though, because everyone always experiences things differently, no one can experience something the same. So that I don't think I try to just avoid that and not think about how no one's experience are more valid or invalid than anyone else's. I think deep down we're all connected by how we experience emotions. Yeah. And then that way we're connected. So, yeah.
Right. And
thought I had.
I write a lot of songs from like hypothetical points of view, because I like making up stories, but it's also that I don't have enough like experiences in my experience counter, or like whatever that means. And so here, let me just make up a story that's a better experience than like a story I could tell from my life, which is dumb. Like, I'm devaluing myself by doing that, but like, it's still, I mean, it also means I get to be a writer too, so that's fun. Well, and you kind of talked about like, you're not good at writing with your own words. Why are you afraid of that? Or like, I don't know if afraid is the word, but like, you just don't like it as much?
I don't know. It's weird. It's like, some things come easy and some things don't. And I feel like with writing, creating music, there's like a natural instinct in me. It just seems natural. I can do it.
Yeah.
Whereas for like writing text, it doesn't come to me in that way. It's more of a struggle, something I don't know if I could really fully do. And the same way, like Olivia, that when I worked on with the opera, that stuff is like so good. There's so many genius things she did with the text in that opera, connecting. I don't want to say anything about it specifically though, but
right
for the performance. But there's so many like ways she drew connections and parallels between the characters. It's amazing.
Well, you can say
I just don't think that way. I think more so musically and communicating that way, I think.
Well, I mean, but like last year's as well. Like, what are the things that she said better than you could have said if you had written it.
Another, yeah, that's a good point too, is like, I guess based off of people's experiences and I guess the person writing the text. Last year's opera was titled Nicer When You Smile, and it was about sexual harassment.
Yeah.
So I think that's something women experience at higher rates. And since Olivia's a woman, so she has that direct experience and has probably had her own experiences that she can really relate to the character and stuff that she's writing.
Yeah. And so you don't get to like mansplain all over the place. I wrote this opera about but you know. Yeah, and it's a weird thing for me that like I'm kind of the opposite. Like I don't want other people to write my words for me. Like I take pride in the fact that like no, I write all of the words that go on my stuff, and like I did both. And I mean,
so you wrote all the text for your opera as well. Oh, that's awesome.
And it's like, you know, it's like a dumb rom-com sort of thing, but like a sci-fi rom-com sort of thing. But like, I mean, I have experiences with romantic comedies, but I have experiences with like relationships and stuff. And I'm getting married in October. I've been with my fiance for 9 years. So like this is one of those instances. Like earlier I was like, oh, my experiences don't matter, but this is one of those instances where like I've been in a 9-year relationship. I think I can say something about relationships. Like I think I have the qualifications of, well, 9 years is a long time by most people's count of boyfriend girlfriend. So I at least feel comfortable in putting words with that. Yeah. And even still, it's like not my story. It's about androids. But I get to explore that. But I don't know. I think that there are lots of times when, yes, like I'm listening to a band that I like, and there's lyrics that like, oh, they spoke directly to my soul or something. And hopefully, like I can do that for someone else. But it's kind of the same thing with music. Like we make evocative experiences so that other people can be like, oh, I really connected to that. Do you ever get like this is the thing I think about a lot, but like, do you feel weird promoting your music to other people because you're kind of saying like, I am worth your time?
That's interesting thought. I don't know. Haven't necessarily thought of it that way. I think of it as like I'm creating music, and if I'll promote that and share all I want, and the people that are interested will take the time to invest into it. I don't necessarily feel like I'm taking their time. And then
go ahead.
Oh no, that's right.
But like, because I know there's better music than what I make. Like, I'm proud of the stuff that I make.
But no one's making music like you're making.
Right, yeah.
Or I'm making, or anyone else. Everyone has their own unique style if they're writing from a genuine perspective of who they are.
That actually does help a lot because because I'm like, you could just listen to like Debussy instead, and that'll be a lot better than like the stuff I'm making. It's different from what I'm making. And I'm not necessarily making music to sound like Debussy or fill that void that Debussy might fill, but like, it's better music. I know that. So I don't know. I feel weird about that, and not even necessarily about Debussy, but it's like you could go to a different concert.
That's weird. You're thinking about all the experiences that someone didn't get because they're choosing.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's hilarious.
But I mean, like, no, I like the way that you put it because it makes it to where I still have value. No, yeah, like it's weird because yeah, we have to market ourselves all the time. We're prostituting our souls to I mean, yeah, it's weird, like the money thing as well. Although
But I
honestly,
feel like
I haven't really made money off of music. But go ahead.
honestly, I was thinking about that. I thought about that before too. It's like it shouldn't be like an awkward thing, like wanting like to sell your music or make money from your craft like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it feels like in our society, it's such a weird topic, and you hear all these stories of people trying to like undercut artists and not pay them.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's weird, but I think it stems back to like music and art in general in our society not really being valued as much as other things, and it's looked on as like a frivolous extra thing instead of being integral and important to who we are, and it should be integral. It is.
Well, and it's funny because like, you know, I end up talking about like politics and religion and stuff like these like big looming things that are about our lives and sort of take over our lives, and I'm still over here like, well, I just make music. Like and it, you know, it in some ways it's like I'm not doing anything about it. I'm just making music. I used air quotes because this is an audio podcast, so I'm saying that out loud. But like at the same time, we're not just making music. Like we are making music, and like if we don't make it, who the hell else is going to do it? And like, yeah, I appreciate that. Like your opera work is like, hey, we're talking about sexual harassment. We're talking about police brutality. Because that is stuff that needs to be said. And it can only be like, it can be said in different ways, but saying it in this format might speak to people differently.
Especially when you're like in art, they're able to see the emotions and the characters in a more intimate way in opera. Whereas in thinking of real life situations, a lot of times it's easy just to write it off as like, oh, this person was a criminal. They deserve to be shot, when that's not the case at all. Right. They're not looking at it as a human being that was killed, unfortunately. So I think that's what's cool about presenting this issue in opera form. Yeah. It's because it's allowing the audience to see the emotion and how the families are actually impacted by this issue. But now they're getting to see the inside of it because they're not able to see that. That aspect of it in real life.
Well, in art,
unless they're personally encounter a situation with
right, that. Yeah. But like art does that. Like if you take that situation, like, oh, someone getting shot, like you could, like, there's tons of body cam footage of people getting shot by police, but that goes by so quickly, and there's a whole lot of context and stuff going on before and after that. But like doing it in an artistic way to like take the moment and getting to know the character and getting to feel the emotion is far different than just like watching body cam footage of, like, it speaks better than the real thing sometimes. And I say this oddly and frivolously, but like hopefully a opera about android love is similar. But like I tackle this stuff on Machinations because in the same way that like Black Mirror does it, that these are concepts that we'll be facing soon. That like once we make an AI sentient and able to experience emotions will have to deal with like the moral ramifications of subjecting them to essentially slavery or you know cursing them to a life without love or whatever that might be. So like these are concepts that I like exploring, one because I'm a giant nerd, but two because like it is stuff that we will be dealing with soon enough. What's something that you've been wanting to write about that you haven't like found a way of doing it?
Like a issue or just like in general a piece or anything?
Yeah, in general.
So this is an idea I kind of had for a while about a piece I wanted to write. I was thinking it'd be super cool to have a piece based off of like a chess match happening. And you have two conductors and they each are conducting their own pods of
this
orchestras.
Is Chris Prather's idea. Nobody steal it.
Nobody steal it. But then each conductor is cueing individual ideas happening and they go back and forth. And I think that'd be really, but I got to figure out how I think when the moment's right, I'll know when I need to start working on that. And when I'll know how to execute it and everything. But
yeah, there's a lot of logistical stuff that you have to like process first. Like, I have kind of like two modes of like making music, which is like there's just the intuitive like, oh, I want it to sound like this, and so let me try these tools and methods to like make stuff happen. But it's mostly intuitive. It's like, oh, you know, I want it to sound emotional, so I'm gonna go high here or whatever that might be. But then I also have like a process-based composition. I don't know if you ever do this, but it's like, I like this concept, so I'm going to apply this concept in all levels of the composition process.
Do you mean like theoretical concept? Like
yeah, sometimes.
Or like a concept in general, like some kind of like subject matter you're writing
yeah,
about?
yeah. Like, I don't know, you could write a piece about the annoying like rattling that your fridge makes at night. And so like if it makes like the same rhythm like every time, you could make the entire piece do like the da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da, like, and it would like make its way through the whole piece. And like that's kind of a process based composition. I mean, the Beethoven 5 is short long, so you can do that and you can squeeze a lot out of a very little idea. But like what I did with the percussion ensemble piece, that I didn't like having people play it because it was just serialism, and serialism isn't fun to make or play or hear. So like, what's the point? But but like the process was interesting. Like I had like a spreadsheet and everything, and like laid out all the rhythms and laid out like where it all needed to go. And like there were creative decisions being made, but they weren't like, I wasn't picking what notes. Go ahead. Yeah, it was just really tedious
Yeah.
to make all of that happen. But like the creative decisions weren't, oh, like this note is going to go up or this rhythm is going to happen here. Like all of those things were decided for me. But then I chose like which sets go where. And that's like a process based thing that like I didn't make the music. The process made the music. I just made the process. Do you ever like use process based sort of stuff?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of a specific. I don't know. I guess in process wise, I guess if I have like a certain motive I'm using to construct the piece on, I'll try to create other ideas based off of maybe that motive. So maybe I guess that in a way is a process of creating music. But a lot of times I let like the story or what the topic I'm writing about help dictate the musical decisions I make.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever make music for like music's sake? It's hard.
That is hard because you have no stories to hide behind with it. But yeah, I do write also just music. I wrote this brass quintet. Actually, I was just at the rehearsal this morning. And they sounded so good this morning. Like, I was so blown away. It's the Blackwelder Brass is the group, but they've been rehearsing it on their own. They said, "Hey, we'll let you know when we want you to start coming to the rehearsals because we want to make sure we got it all ready to go."
Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine with me. That's awesome."
Would be really nice to. No offense to like my brass quintet, but it's like whenever you're just wrangling people to like get a thing played is a very different thing than like having a set ensemble to.
That I
like,
think is what
that.
the benefit for this was because it is like a set ensemble, like so they have built-in rehearsal times and everything. So it's not extra outside work like when you do like what you were mentioning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I came to the rehearsal this morning and they just nailed the parts down. I made a couple like balance corrections and a couple articulation changes, but other than that, there was like nothing.
Yeah.
We had nothing like major things they have to like rehearse through. So but that's an example of an instrumental work that I.
Yeah, well, my brass quintet was actually that way too. I made it right after doing that percussion piece because I was just like, I am so tired of like this math process of just like having everything decide like and just dealing with numbers and MIDI and stuff. So I was just like, let me just completely intuitively make a piece. And it's like, it's pretty hard, but it's like so much fun. Like it's really fun to hear. But like I just completely rebelled against like no more structured process based stuff. Let me just like make a thing and like, oh, this flows into the next thing. Oh, here's a different section and this feels like this. And so it just kind of came out of me as it was. Which it kind of like highlighted the differences between here's the process based music and here's the intuitive music, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like if I ever use like some sort of process, I always, in the end, if I feel like it stops serving my vision with what the piece is or like the music, then I'll just drop that stuff. I don't want to like restrict myself so much, but I think it's cool to use that as a way to like start facilitating ideas.
Yeah. I think maybe I'm really strict with myself in that just because like I took the time to like make it happen in the first place or something. But like also just different examples with like John Cage, like Music of Changes, for example. He like made a whole system to like set up the music. And then he just like flipped the coins. Like I think he based it off the I Ching. I might be saying that wrong. I don't remember what it actually is, but like it was basically just a completely chance-based music. And so he wrote the piece, but he didn't like write the piece. The universe wrote the piece. And that's pretty neat. But like he went all the way with it. Like he was like, okay, well, this is the rules and let's just have that be the piece. And the hard part is then to make sure that it still sounds good afterwards. But like if that's not the goal, then I guess that wasn't the goal for it. I'm sure John Cage didn't really care if it sounded good. Like I don't think he cares if 433 sounds good. Well, I don't think he cares if it sounds. Well, no, he does care. It needs to not sound. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm probably just holding on for it a little too long. Do you look at film scores differently than like video game soundtracks?
Like you mean
like how you like, oh, this one's good because of this.
Oh, like having a different set of criteria to judge it. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. Because there's certain specific things that you have to do with both those types of
Yeah.
music because of the medium they're written for,
Mm.
that you wouldn't be able to judge with the other one. Like, I think with video game music, how's the composer keeping it interesting when they're limited by someone being controlling all the actions and being in a certain screen for an unlimited amount of time?
Mm-hmm.
Or if they want potentially an unlimited amount of time or not. So how do they make sure the music doesn't get old? I think that's something that you could judge. But with film scoring, they have such a set time limit. I wouldn't have that same type of thing I could think about for it. Is it effectively? I guess there are some different things you think about. But it also is I guess it's still if the music's good or not in general.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like put them on their own levels. Like,
did we take history of video game music
we
together?
did. I just remember that.
Yeah.
I just remember that. That was an awesome class.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That is the class that made me change majors.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh yeah, I'll do vocal music as a sort of backup plan, and then I'll do music production afterwards. And then like I took that class, and I was like, I need to go into music production now.
That was good. Yeah.
Which I'm very happy with that decision. But like, yeah, no, that class did change how I wanted to go about my career. So what makes a good film score to you?
That's good. I think something that I think about is that the music I directly associate it with the movie itself also. It's hard. I think in general everyone does that. It's hard to separate it on its own. So I think if it's really effective at communicating the story and the emotions and the characters and everything, I think that's what makes it really good. Which is why John Williams stuff is so fantastic.
But I think the other part too is that like there's a separation in the caliber with how the music serves, because John Williams is so recognized because he does both. He makes both good music just on its own, and then it serves the movie.
I see what you're saying, because there's a lot of like more recent movies. I mean, even in the Marvel movies, I mean, the music is so like, it's happening and it serves its purpose with the emotion, but it's not memorable.
Yeah.
Whereas with John Williams, it is.
The only theme that you can remember from the Marvel movies is just the Avengers theme. And I watched Captain Marvel recently, so it's da 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 da. Which is like a simple minor scale thing, but you know. But yeah, like if Thor has a theme, it wasn't made clear enough in 3 different movies.
That's true.
And it's probably been different composers and stuff, but like still, like they really miss an opportunity in not having leitmotifs for every superhero.
Yeah, that's tough. That's where it gets scary. Like what I mentioned before about like the music seeming genuine or seeming just commercialized or not. I feel like you get in like a weird territory like that with some movies. And also, I mean, the composers are in a situation where they're having to write what serves what the director's vision is. They don't really get to just do whatever they want. Like John Williams gets to do what he wants. So I guess they're in a tough situation because of that.
And like time constraints as well. One of my favorite video game composers, Disaster Piece, he had to deal with like both temp love and like a short time frame.
I would never want to hear a template before. Once you hear that, that's all you're gonna hear. It's so hard to separate yourself from.
But like the weird thing that he had to deal with is that so he did the soundtrack for Fez, which is like a really popular indie game, like one of the indie darlings as they call it. The director of what then became the movie It Follows had played Fez and really liked it, and so he wanted to hire Rich Vreeland, a Disaster Piece. And so he actually used temp tracks from Fez to go in the movie.
That's
cool. So like the director had temp love for his music. That's so weird. Like
that's awesome though.
Right, but at the same time,
that was Danny Elfman, I think, how he got found out. The director liked the stuff with the band he was in or something.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
But like having to deal with temp love for your own music because you're trying to make new music and to have it serve the film, because that music that you made before is not for the film.
Yeah,
and so
I feel like that would be a lot easier than dealing with the temp tracks from other people.
Yeah,
if it's your own stuff, I
stealing,
mean, it's still your style. I mean, you can still write something different and still close to that vein real easy, as opposed to having to try to mimic a certain style.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier and you get in less legal trouble for it, but you know, but like temp love can be so bad. Like 2001, the soundtrack that we all know is the temp tracks. And like he had so much temp love that even whenever the composer like gave him the finished score, he was like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with the temp tracks and just pay for all of the licensing for it.
That would be tough to be that composer, man.
Yeah,
that'd be upsetting.
Hopefully he still got paid for it.
That's what I was wondering
about. I mean,
or they just let him keep the music. That's fine.
Yeah, I think they released or someone else had released a version of 2001 like Kubrick's thing, but like with the score rather than like the temp tracks. I haven't actually listened to it, so I don't know, but like it is kind of I hope I never have to do it. But going back to like the thing that we were talking about, like I do worry that since the industry has gotten so like one fast, but also like just score it, like there's less room for creativity and making like a melody. I've been playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is the third Tomb Raider game in the reboot sort of series, and the soundtrack is really good. Like it's really well implemented in the game, but it's also not catchy at all. Like it's set in Peru, and so like there's a lot of like pan flute and like drumming stuff and like really cool like world music as it's called, but like I also don't know, like there's no melody in it. Like there's like the action pads and then there's like all of the like wind fluty percussion-y stuff, but it doesn't do anything musically for me. And I don't know, like film scores are doing that too, that like here's the emotions that you need, but there's not the music that you need.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember like the last movie that I like remembered the score for. It's probably Blade Runner 2049.
I think Black Panther might have been one of the last ones.
Oh yeah,
that music was that music was fantastic. That stood out from me for all the other Marvel movies. It was so it worked so well with it.
There was a Ludwig Göransson is the guy's name. And he was on Song Exploder. I don't know if you listen to any podcasts, but Song Exploder takes songs and like kind of goes through the process of like how they made it. But like he had talked about Killmonger's theme. And and how it sort of contrasted and everything. And I really liked hearing that process because it was more than just like, here's a pad for a thing. He was like, oh, well, Killmonger like grew up in Oakland and this whole thing, but he's also like trying to get like back into Wakanda. And so like he was like, so 808s. Like I was like, yeah, that actually really makes sense for Killmonger's theme. And so like whenever you would hear like the 808 drums in there, but it was sort of like mixed in with like the like African style, it's like, oh yeah, that's very Killmonger. And it was also like really dark and stuff. But yeah, like that's an instance where he didn't just do the emotion, he did music. And I mean, I just saw Captain Marvel the other day. I don't remember any of it, like any of the music whatsoever. I don't know, like, but I mean, they're still getting paid, obviously. I mean, I will gladly make bland music for a Marvel movie. But yeah, I feel like I'm talking a lot. You say some things.
Oh man, that's.
Have you scored anything? Like, have you scored a lot of stuff?
Or saying like
Films, yeah.
Yeah, I've done a couple things. The most recent thing I did was actually when we were in that class, the Red Carpet Film Festival. We scored those short films. So that was the most recent thing I've scored.
What was yours?
It was After the Final Hour. So it was about the death, going and collecting the souls.
Oh
of the people that passed
yeah, that
away.
one was cool.
Yeah, that was fun to put together. I really enjoyed doing that.
Do you want to do more film scoring than just like contemporary composition, whatever the hell that means? Like classical composition?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd want to do that. I think I just wouldn't want to ever be in a situation where I'm only doing that nonstop, only doing film scores. Or I think I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I want the variety.
I just feel like there's no like market for just being like a composer for like orchestras. Yeah. And that's really like, yeah, there's just no market, or there's no like industry for it. It seems like it's all nested within academia anyways.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, even like philharmonics are essentially academic ensembles, just because everyone just like went straight out of university into a philharmonic. And all of those people probably teach at universities. But like, I don't know. I we had Scott McAllister at UCO. Do you know any Scott McAllister pieces? He did Black Dog, and I can't remember what the actual title of it, but he called it Bright Fluffy Band Music. But he's done stuff that he did Pop Copy as well. But like, I don't know, it seems kind of weird to only make music for like classical consumption.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. That's true. I think it's a lot easier to get more work writing for a variety of different avenues. Mm-hmm. Plus, I find it more enjoyable. I like writing the different styles of music. Yeah.
What's a style that you haven't touched yet that you're really interested in?
That's a tough one. I don't know. Maybe doing more jazz, I guess, stuff. Jazz. I like jazz a little bit, but so I think maybe writing more like jazz, big band stuff would be something I would want to get into. I don't really write a lot.
Yeah, it's been fun doing that. Not mostly. but a lot of it has been just really fun to play with chord extensions. Like, sure, the chord progression is like, 1, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Like, but each one has like 7, 9, 13, however many more I can put in there. And like, it actually makes it easier to write chord progressions whenever you have like that many more extensions, because you can follow a melody easier because you have more options. Because triads just makes it hard to like navigate between chords. That using a bunch of chord extensions, it's like, oh, I can just like either stay on this note or like just take steps or chromatic steps or whatever that might be. It makes it a lot more fun to like write melodies. I'm trying to think of like, oh yeah, I do remember a style that I've like been interested in but haven't messed with is in that film scoring class for the video game project. There was like the outside part where it was like deserty and stuff, and
was that the final project?
Yeah.
Oh, the video game one.
Yeah. And I I was like, oh yeah, this looks cool. Like maybe I should do like tabla sort of stuff. And I like looked into tablas and I was like, I can't touch this without doing really bad cultural appropriation. Because like there's a whole like language and depth into like the study of tabla and stuff. And I was like, oh, I have some tabla samples in my thing.
Yeah.
And I like looked at it and I was like, that's a lot of like different sounds for what it is. And so I looked into it and I'm not touching tabla. There's too much going on here that that's actually something that reminds me of something. How do we deal with cultural appropriation whenever we're making stuff in a certain style?
Yeah, it's really, it is a tough issue, especially with film composition, because trying to like use the music to help communicate like location and stuff. A lot of times they do that. I think yeah, it's tough because a lot of times it seems like they just like you're taking a certain sound of something, not really fully taking the time to learn about the instrument and the culture, and just using it for your one instance, so you can then make money with whatever product you're selling. So it's really screwed up in that way. I think writing stuff maybe that's genuine and good music of that style. I think really taking the time to learn and understand it is a good way. Maybe and bringing in performers that actually play that music and are from that culture and having them play the music and stuff. I think could help with that. What do you think? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, pretty much that. Like, I mean, going back to like the Black Panther thing, he like went to Africa and like listened to their music for a while and like got to know the performers and stuff, and then had them like play on the thing. And
that's awesome.
Obviously we can't do that for everything. It's like, oh, now I have a film that's supposed to be set in, China, so let me just go to China for like a while. Like, not everything has the budget for that. But I do think like studying it and like getting to know people that make that music and make that style of music so that you don't do it wrong. Or I don't know. I don't like the idea of like not doing it at all, because one, that'll make directors very upset. But that like only getting into it once you understand what it's supposed to be like.
Having like a genuine appreciation for that music. And enjoying it when they create something of that caliber, as opposed to just taking what you need from something for your own uses. I guess that's what it.
Because and that was kind of the thing about like once I saw the tabla thing, I was like, I can't take enough time right now to do this thing justice. So I'm just not going to touch it. Rather than, do something problematic or whatever, or do something like, oh, that's actually not physically possible. And that's the other, like, that's one of like the first things that we go over when learning composition. It's like literally just, can this instrument do this?
Yeah.
And just constantly like referencing like, all right, here's the range that they like, here's the range that won't sound as good. And that's it's a hurdle, but it's not like but yeah, I don't know. I think that time is the hard part. But something you keep bringing up is like genuineness in composition. So like and I've talked to people about it before, and we may have talked about it in the film scoring class. Like Patrick had talked about if like a country western artist were to like, oh yeah, they perform all this stuff, like, yeah, I'm out here in my pickup truck on my ranch living the cowboy life, and then after he like goes off stage, he like gets in his Prius and goes to his apartment and like watches Netflix or something. Like that's a space where authenticity is really important to the art. Whereas with like, I don't know, EDM or something, like you don't necessarily have to be a party animal all the time, because when you're performing, that is the party. And it's like, yeah, you can just like go home and like meditate or something, and like that doesn't necessarily run against the idea of making EDM. But like, what steps are necessary for it to be genuine to you, I guess?
I guess that kind of stems back to like, or has something to do with like, I feel like when you're writing like a piece of music, you're making certain claims about something. So when you write something like what you made that example about the country western artist, not really living that life, he's making claims and saying he lives by that life and that's who he is as a person, and then he's not. So I think that lack of truthfulness and it being genuine takes away from what the music is. It makes it less emotionally impactful. So writing from a genuine space of who you are as a person, I think makes the music have more of an emotional impact than just writing something generic that, the person doesn't really, that's not who they are. That's not what they really care about.
Well, but there's also instances where there's no way to actually be genuine, and they're upfront about like, this is a character. Like Gorillaz isn't actually a band of animated individuals. It is one person collaborating with a bunch of different people, because you physically cannot be an animated musician because you are a three-dimensional person. But like on face value, it's like, yeah, Gorillaz isn't really Gorillaz, or like Ziggy Stardust isn't Ziggy Stardust. It's just a character. But like, it's important to point out in the first place to be like, hey, this is a character, by the way. Because if you don't do that, then there's still a level of like, oh no, you're lying to us. But I don't know, like, you did the opera really well, and you did that style really well, and it wasn't like, I never felt like there was a point that it was like appropriating anything or in any way. It sounded genuine, like you said. How did you get to that point?
That's tough to answer. I think a lot of it is also listening. I think a lot of it's like listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
So I listen to a lot of music. Drawing a blank right now. I'm trying to think of artist name.
No, yeah, pull it up.
I gotta pull that up real fast.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that, I'll say that like for the opera I was doing, like I did listen to a bunch of different operas just so I could get like the style somewhat what I was going for. But go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So Nina Simone was like an example. Her song Mississippi Goddamn, Strange Fruit. So I was listening a lot of those music that's like protest music.
Yeah.
Just see the way the text, how they wrote
Mm-hmm.
and talked about those issues, and then just listening to that music.
Mm-hmm.
But I never never broke apart the music and tried to figure out theoretically what they're doing and then mimic that through a process of writing or anything. I sat down behind the piano, improvised ideas, and came up with those ideas, and that's what it was. So I never, I don't know.
Well, whatever you did, it worked because I think we got it. Like, so is that like mostly an intuitive process for you? Because there are times when I am trying to like fit into a style, and I will like take the theory and like try and break it down. Like, oh, what kind of scale is this? What's it doing here? What is the embellishments that are going on that make this sound like this?
I think I really can connect with the emotion behind what the characters are feeling in the stories and stuff. I think that's really what helps me with the writing is thinking about the struggles they had to endure and thinking about that, what the characters go through. It really helps me when writing the music, because I find it easier to write from that emotional place too. Helps.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I think that kind of helps.
Are we forced to just be like emotional wrecks all the time? Because I mean, yeah, like I do write a lot of stuff from that emotional point, and the other part is that I also tend to perform a lot of my music myself, and so I do have to like put myself in that brain space. Do you listen back to your pieces and get back into that space?
Yeah. So yeah, I think I do, because because I can feel like the exact spots within the piece that I've written.
Yeah.
Where I was feeling that exact emotion, and it kind of reminds me of it. Kind of like one of those things that they time capsule or something. It's kind of like that, like a time capsule.
I get this all the time too. Whenever there's like a section that was like particularly annoying or like it took some time to like get it to work right, I'd kind of get back to that space too whenever like that part of the music is there. And it's like, I remember the frustration of you. Do you ever get that?
Oh, like remembering the frustration of a certain spot.
Yeah. Even if like the music has nothing to do with that, it's just like, it was annoying to work with.
Actually, I don't know. I don't think I feel like I don't. I think I do a little bit. I think I know what you mean.
Because like, I know that there are parts where I'm like, ugh, this part right here was annoying to like orchestrate or annoying to like get it to sound right, and it more so I'll just like get stuck on, darn you, the little stitch in my side. One of the sort of last things that I put on the second podcast is what have you been listening to, watching, reading, or playing that you want other people to know about?
Or like music that I've been listening to?
Yeah. Or TV shows or movies or whatever it is that you can do one of each.
Yeah, so I guess a book that I've read recently is Altered Carbon. And there's a Netflix original series that they based on the book.
I started to watch it and I didn't like it as much, but
I actually thought I watched the show first and I thought it was really good.
Mhm.
Read the book and now the show sucks.
Oh, there you go.
That's kind of like the effect. The
Yeah,
show's
yeah.
not terrible. The show's still entertaining, but there's so many more
stuff missing.
details, and it's makes way more sense in the book.
Mm.
The stuff happens in realistic
Yeah, yeah.
ways. Yeah. So book. What was the other one? Movie and
Movies, music.
movie. I can't really think of a movie I watched. I don't know. I guess music recently. I've been listening to Biggie stuff
Nice.
recently. Like I listened to his Life After Death album and his first album. I'm trying to think of the name of that. Ready to Die. Yeah,
Okay.
Ready to Die is the name of it. Listen to that.
That's a blind spot in my.
Yeah, me, Ray, right? Ray Woods.
Yeah.
My friend Ray. Yeah, we'd make hip hop music together. So
Okay, yeah.
I try to listen to a lot more of that style stuff too
Mhm.
to help with that. So that's some of the stuff I've been listening to recently, music wise.
And then playing. Do you play video games much anymore? Who has time to play video games?
I get too stressed out when trying to do that. Play video games. I'm thinking about all the stuff I could have done in those hours. It's too stressful to play games.
I'm on spring break, man.
But yeah, video games. Like my favorite game or something, or most recent.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess the most recent one I played was Borderlands, the first game, which is not a new game though. But I played that actually over the spring break.
Nice. What is your favorite game? I'll say mine is Transistor. It's an indie game. The music is super good, but like the art style and everything about it is really great.
That's a really tough. That's a really tough choice to make. I don't know. Like you can only play this game then the rest of your life.
Why do you always do this with the questions?
That's how you really know if it's your favorite game or not. If that's the only game you could have for the rest of your life and play, would you do it?
Yeah.
So then I guess it's your favorite.
Yeah.
Same thing with the pies. It's not, you can't, if you can just play any game whenever you want, then it's really, the stakes aren't high enough for me to make that choice. I could just put a different game in.
Well, I mean, because Transistor also has like New Game Plus. There's so many different varieties that you can play it with. And like, I still listen to the music like every now and again and still go like, that's so good. Like I know all of it really well too.
I think Skyrim is like a really, because the music was so. I think that's like some of the best video game music because it blends so well with the game. You don't even. I can't tell a start or end of the piece. It's so amazing how it works with it.
And that's another one that like we were talking about how like music that's independent of the thing. Like Jeremy Soule makes good music.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the game.
Yeah.
Because you can remember the theme. You can remember like Oblivion's score is actually I like Oblivion's score a little bit more than Skyrim's score. But like there's a lot of really good melodies in there, and it's nice that there are video games with melody because that doesn't happen as often because everything has to be so ambient. Yeah. Bjork is someone that I've still been kind of going back to. Not so much going back to because I wasn't as into Bjork for a while. And so I need to get into David Bowie because I've like missed that. And
you like his music?
Yeah. Well, like
he has such a wide variety too. His stuff's so different as time progressed.
But like I'm 23 and it happened before me, so it's just not something I've listened to. So but the reason that I've been meaning to is because on the Power Cycle concert that's coming up, I have a song that I had written before like the concert. I just like wanted to perform it with different people and have a different vibe with it. Like as soon as I showed it to Breck and John, they were like, "This is so David Bowie," and I'm like, "Really? I don't listen to David Bowie."
That's funny.
So now I'm kind of required to take in all of David Bowie.
Yeah, I had a similar experience with That was at the opera workshop when that guy mentioned that one artist, that folk singer. You know what I'm talking about?
I
She's
can't
really
quite
famous
remember it.
folk singer from the 70s.
I mean, Bob Dylan.
As soon as I pull it up, I'm gonna Joni Mitchell. That's right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Joni Mitchell. Because he was like, "Oh, that sounds like Joni Mitchell," but I never had listened to her up to that
is
point.
another
And then
one that
after he said that, I was like, "Oh, I checked out her music, and she has some
Yeah.
cool
Yeah,
music."
I've been meaning to get into Joni Mitchell as well. There's like these staples of like, you know, there's classical music like canon,
Yeah.
but there's also like contemporary music canon, and like Bowie and Prince and like Joni Mitchell are all stuff that like Rolling Stones and Beatles, obviously. Like it's all like rock and roll, like canon that everyone should listen to, but I also grew up with my own music, so I don't know. I did recently watch Love, Death, and Robots, which is another anthology series on Netflix, which further cements my ideas for making anthology music in sci-fi sort of stuff. But Love, Death, and Robots is a animated sci-fi / fantasy anthology series, which is really cool. A little too like edgy at times, but like still very like I don't know what's the word I'm thinking of. The vibe is better sometimes than like the stories themselves, but each episode's like super short, like less than 15 minutes.
Where's the show on?
It's on Netflix.
I haven't seen that, so
Yeah, it like just
put it on
came
the
out.
list.
But yeah, it's some episodes are animated by like they're just 2D animation, like traditional animation. Other episodes are like full on 3D, like hyper realistic stuff. And so it's really different stuff. One of the episodes, the director was actually the art director on Into the Spider-Verse. And so it had like a similar kind of comic booky style. But that was super cool. But yeah, listen to that or watch that and listen to the other things. Chris, thank you for doing this with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. That was fun.
Plug your stuff one more time.
Oh, okay. So yeah, April 13th, my album.
That one, that'll be in the past. No, April 13th. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. So April 13th, my album Music for Memories is gonna be released. And then
where can they find that and pay for it and download it and do all the things?
Yeah, you can find this. This album's gonna be on CD Baby for physical copies, and you can in digital downloads, and then you can also stream it from Apple Music and Spotify, and all the proceeds are going to be donated to End Rape on Campus too.
Sweet, and that's a really awesome thing. What else? Other concerts. This goes up not next week, but the week after that. So whatever other concerts that you have going on that are after that point.
I guess stuff with some of my music on is Opera on Tap on May 18th.
Yes.
Which that'll get posted up soon on the Facebook. But they'll be having their Tim and Opera Festival again.
Yep.
Then so you'll be able to hear local operas from local composers, me, Santiago, and Hannah Heldwig.
Yeah.
All doing some stuff. So you'll be able to hear that.
Not just because you're right in front of me, but because I genuinely think so. Yours is really freaking good. Hannah's is really freaking good. Mine's all right, I guess. But like, no, this is music worth hearing. And I really think that the stories, the messages are really good. It's really good. Yeah. What else you got? Or is that whatever is close to your immediate memory?
I think I got one more. May 5th, It's a little bit sooner than that. But May 5th this is OYO, Oklahoma Youth Orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
If you're familiar with them,
Mm.
they're performing their final concert that day, and they're going to be Oklahoma Youth Philharmonic Orchestra is going to be premiering a piece of mine.
Sweet.
So,
what is that? What's that called?
Oh, it's called Unsung Hero.
Sweet.
And it's kind of like a heroic, has a slow like opening.
Yeah.
And then it goes into like a kind of heroic theme.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go to that. Where is that? When is that?
That is going to be happening at the Wandabash School of Music.
Okay.
May 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure on the time.
That's fine.
You can also look that up on Facebook.
Look it up. Find that. And then where can we find you on all the social medias?
Oh, I'm on Facebook, Chris Prather Music. I'm on Instagram also under that same name. And YouTube and SoundCloud.
Look stuff up. Chris makes really good music. I'm not just saying that because he's right in front of me. I'm saying that because you make really good music.
Nice.
So, yeah, you're a really good composer. I hope that I can make stuff as good as you. Yeah. I'm Santiago Ramones.
This is Chris Prather.
You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music. You can download or pay for my demo, Songs with Words. Those are songs with words. If you want less songs with words, you can, there's still going to be songs with words. You can go to the Power Cycle concert that's on April 10th. It's experimental electronic music by John Edwards, Breck McGough, and myself, and some other people will be playing some stuff with us. There's some songs, there's some poetry, there's some completely improvised stuff. We'll see how long that completely improvised piece goes because we like went for 15 minutes today. That was fun. But yeah. And most importantly, free pizza. 7:30, April 10th at the UCO Jazz Lab. The day after that, Thursday, April 11th at the Jazz Lab at 7:30 is my graduate composition performance. There will be an anthology sort of work like Black Mirror, but it's 7 pieces and then some other stuff that are inspired by ideas in technology and the future and science fiction. So that is the thing that I've been working on for the past 2 years. So if you want to come to that, please do. I always end my podcast with my 3 things. They shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails. It's going to be okay. I might be wrong.